Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Andrew Reece and Tom Boyd from Inspect Real Estate. Andrew, you are considered royalty when it comes to Australian prop tech, and I've actually been to a conference and I've seen it in action. And Tom, you are a letting agent from Belfast who is a bit of a Remington Steel moment, and basically you took on board Andrew's product and loved it so much that you bought the company. Well, you didn't necessarily buy the company, but basically you've become involved with it and actually love the product so much that you've gone on and actually now become a distributor for Inspect Real Estate.
That's correct.
Okay, so in words that don't use the word solutions or systems, what is Inspect Real Estate? You sharp.
It's pretty much this industry has got so many moving parts. Any given office on any given day is busy, noisy, lots of phone calls, inquiries, and it takes away a lot of that hassle and day-to-day stress.
Okay.
It removes the.
Okay, you haven't answered my question. What does it actually do?
It helps your business grow.
Okay, what does it actually do?
Well, it's taking time away from unnecessary tasks in the office and allowing people to concentrate that resource in delivering new landlords, new rentals, new sales, and really driving the business forward.
You've still not answered the question. What does it actually do?
It primarily allows you to sit on your sofa 24/7 and make a viewing for a property for sales or rentals.
Okay.
Directly into the agent's diary at a time that's been predetermined by them but suits you, and you have no communication bar getting a confirmed SMS or mail on the actual viewing.
So hold on a second. I'm a tenant or a buyer and I'm on Rightmove and I see one of your properties.
Yes.
And I click on the button, I'd like to make a viewing on Rightmove, and we all know damn well that email, I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but at the last property academy shindig, EA Masters, nearly 50% of those emails were ignored. Your system allows people, when the email goes from Rightmove to the agent, your system picks up that email and then emails that person back with a suggested time.
Immediately, with no pause. I mean, just to give you one example, Chris, we have an office in the UK that we're dealing with 8,000 to 10,000 inquiries in a 30-day period. Every single one replied to, not one missed.
Okay, so it's an accompanied viewing. Let's just have a look at this. Surely the agent has to tell you when they're booked and when they're not booked. Is that obviously, yeah?
Yeah, well, basically, you set up on an individual property the diary time you want to make available.
Okay, could you have a diary, just one diary, and then the computer knows where the properties are?
The computer, you can have various different setups as defaults, or special for a property or a geography or a letting agent.
So I could have just one diary, and the computer would be able to work out. I mean, what about travelling times?
Well, it pretty much uses all the sort of algorithms you'd expect, with Google Mapping, and it allows you, even like Edinburgh's a great example. If the festival's on, the system will know and calculate with road closures, so that it'll program in a daily schedule, taking that into account.
This is what Rightmove should be doing. So why does it take some Aussies to come over and tell us how to do it?
I think because the problem I solved for my own estate agency, and then my competitors asked could they also have a copy of it, and I suppose the major portals have a different function. They're very much about search and optimising what a property seeker is looking for. Then the inquiry goes to the agent. The agent then responds with what the inquiry generally is about. When can I view it? The magic of the system is that it works out the appropriate times.
Okay.
And so it takes into account the availability of the agent, the location of the property, the travel times, and then maps and plans the agent's day.
That's pretty spot on, isn't it? It's so simple, yet why hasn't anyone else thought of this?
I don't know. I think that in the old days, when I had my estate agency, we had people sitting behind the phones with diaries trying to do all this work manually. We just put all these times up online, and they no longer sat at their desks. They're out showing properties. We leased properties much faster. We had showed much more viewings. We got back to everybody. It's easy solution really. I think probably the hard bit of the tech is what we call the registrar, and that's the heart, and that's that whole solving the travelling salesperson problem. And Mike, my brother-in-law, who's our major coder, he cracked that 20 years ago, and and that's what we've then built the rest of the products all around.
So Tom, you worked for a very large agency, one of the biggest in Edinburgh. What did it actually do for your business?
It kind of transformed the way we managed. Obviously, there's the booking of the viewing as a separate piece, but just the management, all your diary planning and the day-to-day processing with the tenant's point of view, it allowed you to be much more honed into what the tenant's requirements were. The service levels increased dramatically. So it's not just about all the inquiries being responded to. We were getting comments back from tenants saying, "Oh my goodness, thanks for letting me know the diary time had been moved," or "Thanks for reminding me this morning because I'd forgotten." We don't get that from other agents and so on. You were just bringing a much higher level of service to the. So it was immediate, you know.
And talk to me about this, and I must stress, boys and girls, I'm not actually being paid to do this. It's just that I met Andrew at a conference and thought he was an absolutely top bloke. So I invited him up to Grantham for a chat. And a couple of friends of mine, agents, have this and they love it to bits, hence why you're here. But as I said, I'm not being paid to say this. Talk to me, bloody well should be though. Tenant app. Now, this is almost like your product, Inspect Real Estate, on steroids, because it has AI in it that suggests other properties in the vicinity that fit the requirements of the original property. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so
It's like Skynet for letting agents.
yeah, basically. So it works on the same theory. If you look at what Inspect Real Estate really helped, it took away the noise from the agent's inbox. Okay. So the poor property seeker now is trying to map and plan all their viewings.
Yes.
They're keeping a little book or sticky notes, and Tenant App is their one spot where they can handle all the booking of their viewings.
I love the fact that there might be properties they never thought of seeing, but the computer then. But is the computer going to? Someone wants a 2-bedroom flat. Is it going to send them to a 1-bedroom studio?
No. Again, they get given the option to, but it's primarily through the Smart Find feature. It will then provide what the AI thinks that they would like to have for a property based on their initial inquiry. And
what if someone is just sending a message through the portal just wanting a brochure? How does that fit that you're probably going to send them the brochure anyway?
That's right.
Is it a bad thing to offer them a viewing?
Well, I think the whole reason why they made that initial inquiry is, and you as the agent want to be able to show them the property.
Well, it's interesting. I'll bring him back. But Peter Knight at the Best Agent Guide, who's going to be releasing his stats, that have been just when this comes out, they've just been announced a couple of weeks back. But he's going to announce that when they did 20,000 mystery shopper phone calls on the Best Agent Guide mystery shop, where they actually rang every agent up, when they specifically rang up about a property, 27% of the people were not asked if they wanted a viewing. What's this? You're getting 100% viewings, and we all know that if you don't have viewings, you don't get offers. If you don't get offers, you don't get the property sold or let. It's quite simple.
It is.
Okay. You know where you have a problem, don't you? You're not marketing it well enough. If you don't mind me saying, that's probably one of the reasons why you're here today. But honestly, the way it's being marketed at the moment, I think if people could just listen to this video and it's sublime. Does it sit in with the CRM so it works?
Yes. Yeah. So the setup's quite easy because we don't deal with money. We sit at the front end. So we just need really a copy of the listings that are normally sent to Rightmove. That's easy done. Second thing is the inquiry emails that come off, which we can put in a rule to set that up. And we're up and running. So
is it as easy as that?
It is, honestly. I mean, within 15 minutes of a go live, within 5 minutes of a go live, it's up and running. And within 2 or 3 hours, the fundamental basics, there's a lot of enhanced learning over a period of weeks and months to get the most out of the system. But over a few hours, you're ready, you're up and running.
Okay. So what's the one, I know you're financially involved, but why did you basically give your job up in an agency and basically put it all in with this piece of kit? Because I know Andrew's a lovely bloke, but why?
Well, the combination of lots of things, actually. The product itself shone out. And I spent my life, only wanting to be associated with something that's good. And you're bringing real, and I know Andrew's background has been helping and supporting the industry. So when I'm getting in front of an agent and showing the product and demonstrating it, I'm sleeping well at night because it's actually bringing real solutions to the floor. So you're bringing a great product. We went to see these guys in Brisbane. They're a hell of a setup, really switched on. They've got a great team of people. Every single person in the building was smiling, engaged in the brand. So, it takes a lot of boxes when you don't often get that nice combination of product people and so on. And yeah, it just seemed to make an awful lot of sense. And I'm enjoying it. It's been a great ride so far.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. We're going to do some other videos on various other topics of Australian and UK lettings and estate agency. But thank you for coming in. I must stress I've not been paid to do this video. Yet, as I said, I met Andrew at a recent conference. I thought he was a bloody good bloke. So the next time he was in the UK, I invited him down to Grantham. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank
Cheers.
you.